Hi guys, and welcome in Biohacking Podcast. We are in second episode. I'm again with Amy Hill, our nutritionist and functional mushroom specialist from Hifas-Detox. Welcome.
Thank you so much. It's a pleasure to be here today. And I'm looking forward to discussing how to support detoxification with functional mushrooms and also how to support weight management.
That's very important. 2 topics for you biohackers. So let's go.
So it's January and many of us are feeling the effects of overindulging over the winter period, perhaps, over Christmas, with it being the party season, eating lots of rich foods which are high in saturated fats and also maybe drinking too much alcohol. So it can all take its toll on our body. It's really important to actually start the year with detoxification, and it's a real focus. We need to really support our liver and our kidneys because it's these organs that are responsible for filtering out the toxins from our systems. So we need to, give these organs some extra support that they need. If not, it's harder to feel healthy again and to reset for the new year ahead.
So that's the moment when our functional mushroom like Maitake and Polyporus getting into the action and helping get this balance back. Right.
Yeah, definitely. These mushrooms are incredible allies for our detoxification processes. So Maitake mushroom is known for its high antioxidant content, and this helps to reduce liver damage and oxidative stress, which can be caused by too much alcohol or overindulgence. Maitake is also really fantastic for helping to reduce fatty liver. Obviously, we know that alcohol can contribute to fatty liver disease. But on the other hand, we have Polyporus mushroom, which is a fantastic kidney health supporting mushroom. It can be really helpful for excess fluid retention because it can support the lymphatic system as well by improving its endothelial barrier function, but also its pumping mechanism. So it's a really great one for detoxifying and supporting that natural process.
Okay, so let's break it down. How Maitake and Polyporus supporting our functioning of kidneys and liver?
Yeah, so Maitake mushrooms are rich in bioactive compounds. These have a really high antioxidant content. They also contain some glutathione, which is a really wonderful antioxidant, and this helps to protect the liver from oxidative damage. But it also helps, the Maitake mushroom also helps with cholesterol balance. Maitake has been shown to help reduce the synthesis of LDL cholesterol and total cholesterol by interfering with the genetics which are involved in cholesterol synthesis in the liver. And this is really vital after maybe a diet high in saturated fatty foods, saturated fat from Christmas foods, or if you've been drinking a lot of alcohol, that can contribute to fatty liver disease. There's another mushroom called Polyporus mushroom, which is fantastic for supporting our kidney health. So Polyporus naturally contains compounds such as ergon, ergosterol, and D-mannitol, and these have been shown to help strengthen kidney function. It does have a mild diuretic effect by helping to support kidney function. But some studies have actually shown that the Polyporus mushroom can help with kidney function, even in cases of kidney failure, kidney stones, nephritis, and renal fibrosis, which is really interesting. So by supporting kidney health, the Polyporus mushroom can really aid with the elimination of excess fluids, but also toxins. And this helps to relieve bloating and sluggishness that may be a result of overdoing it during the festive season.
Okay, so incorporating those mushrooms, giving us that needed boosts for detoxification and helping with the pathways.
Yeah, really supporting the detoxification pathways is needed. And I think it's really important to also combine maybe medicinal or functional mushroom supplements with other healthy habits. So making sure that you have a balanced diet with lots of fruits and vegetables and healthy protein as well. But also keeping hydrated and making sure that you're drinking plenty of maybe filtered tap water.
Yes, of course.
Yeah.
I think that's the main part in our daily routine. Okay, so weight gain is another concern post-Christmas. And likewise in January, we all motivating ourselves to go gym and try train as best as we can. So can we get any tips how to support our motivation and help us to be more effective?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely. So the key is really balance when it comes to losing weight, and exercise is essential, like you said, getting back to the gym, but it's important to have a mix of both cardiovascular activity, but also strength training activity as well. And this can really help to burn excess calories, but also build lean muscle mass. So muscle tissue is actually a lot more metabolically active than fats. And so when you build more muscle tissue, this is actually a key way to increase your metabolic rate and the amount of energy that you use up even when resting. And of course, fasting, I know you're a big fan, can also be really useful when it's done safely. Yeah.
Absolutely, yes. And I think slower we start, so it's just like get that window when we can eat and then slowly get it.
Yeah, with intermittent fasting, yeah, definitely. So having that window, maybe of like only 6 to 8 hours of when you eat in the daytime, and then having that fasting period, maybe of a longer time overnight and in the morning when you're not eating.
Absolutely, and it's also to how to shift our metabolic system to be a bit more flexible and easily switch from the carbs to the fats and other way. I think that is the good way to shift this.
Yeah.
So how functional mushroom like shiitake and helping for weight loss?
Shiitake and Maitake mushrooms are both really fantastic for reducing the amount of cholesterol produced in the liver, particularly the LDL cholesterol, but also for reducing the amount of fat production as well, like triglycerides. So they can be really useful. But I really think that actually it's all down to energy balance. So, of course, alcohol, sugar, and unhealthy fats are very calorie dense. And actually, alcohol in particular adds to fatty liver disease. And it's actually just empty calories, and it can really slow down our metabolism. So if you look at alcohol, there's actually 7 calories per gram, which is a lot, because if you compare that to something like protein, it only has 4 calories per gram. So it makes sense to obviously fill up on lean sources of protein over, drinking excess alcohol. A lot of people don't even think about the calories that they consume when they're drinking.
And there are like empty calories, unfortunately.
Exactly. And often alcoholic drinks are really high in sugar as well. Mm-hmm. But, we have so many refined sugars in our diets and they're hidden in lots of different foods. And these also provide a source of empty calories. They also wreak havoc with our appetite by fueling cravings for sugar afterwards, because when you get this release of sugar into your blood, you get heightened blood glucose levels. You will have the hormone insulin kick in from the pancreas, and what that does is it brings those blood glucose levels crashing down, so you end up getting dips then in your blood glucose, and that can lead you to feel hungry again. So if you really want to support your and manage your appetite levels, then I would cut out refined sugars as best as you can and try and increase your fiber intake, or if you are having carbohydrates, go for whole grains which aren't refined, and then you have that slow steady amount of glucose into the bloodstream instead of a huge boost and then followed by a dip.
Wow, that can explain a lot, actually.
The other thing is that fat is, of course, the most energy-dense macronutrient, and it actually has 9 calories per gram. Mm-hmm. So if you really wanted to lose weight fast, I would aim for cutting or reducing the amount of, particularly the saturated fats or the bad fats in the diet, and also reducing refined sugars and alcohol. And actually one of the best ways to do this is to build your meals on
proteins.
Well, yes, on lean proteins, definitely, but then also plants. So increase your plate, bulk out your plate with either vegetables or salad and healthy proteins. You want them to be the bulk of your meal, and this will help to keep you fuller for longer. Yes. It actually takes more time to digest protein than it would do to digest sugar, for example. So that will help to keep you much fuller for longer.
And how functional mushrooms like Maitake can tie it into the weight gain loss?
Yeah, so Maitake mushrooms are actually really brilliant for optimizing metabolic health. So Maitake mushroom extracts will contain fractions of polysaccharides such as Maitake D fraction and Maitake SX fraction. And these can help to prevent insulin resistance. Now, this is really important. So by preventing insulin resistance, this can help to keep our blood glucose levels more balanced, and this can help to prevent sugar cravings. And often sugar cravings are a common reason why people snack, and it can be a real common barrier to weight loss. So by regulating blood sugar, Maitake mushrooms can make it easier to stay on track with healthier eating habits.
Sounds great. Definitely, yes. Can you tell us a little bit more how functional mushrooms can help us with that detoxification?
Actually, Hifas-Detox have designed a product directed for detoxification support, and it's a blend of both Maitake mushroom and Polyporus mushroom. So these can both support liver and kidney health while aiding the body's natural detox pathways. So Maitake could help to reduce fat buildup in the liver. It can also help to reduce oxidative stress and inflammation, which can help to aid liver function. And Polyporus is quite a unique mushroom because it can support the lymphatic system. So it can really help with lymphatic cleansing, but also it helps to support kidney function, as we've mentioned before. And this can be useful for fluid retention, which a lot of people struggle with. But yeah, because Maitake also promotes cholesterol balance, this is particularly important after overindulging in rich foods, perhaps, in the festive season. And regular use of the Maitake mushroom can help to reduce the strain on the liver and improve our metabolic efficiency.
Sure. Amy, how about antioxidant, if we can ask about this? Is Maitake helping any okay.
So Maitake is really rich in antioxidants. In fact, all the mushrooms are extremely high in antioxidants. If you look at the scale of antioxidants available in foods and edible foods, which is called the ORAC scale, actually mushrooms are right up there at the top. So they are some of the highest edible antioxidants sources known to man. And actually, Maitake is really important. And the other mushrooms as well are really important for protecting against oxidative stress and cellular damage, which could cause issues, or mutations of the cells.
Yeah. Okay, wow. That sounds like Maitake is that real powerhouse to helping us with the detoxification, like also long-term well-being.
Yeah. And
amazing.
Another really wonderful thing that Maitake does is it's a good chelator for heavy metals, meaning it binds with heavy metals such as mercury and lead to help remove them from our kidneys, liver and blood. So actually in vitro and in vivo research, Maitake's mercury removal rate is 56%. And that's actually better than some chelating drugs, but you don't tend to get the adverse side effects when you're using mushrooms. They're much more gentle. And actually, Hifas-Detox performed 2 parallel studies in people who had been exposed to high levels of heavy metals.
Okay.
So they put them on their concentrated Maitake extract and also their concentrated Polyporus extract for 3 months. Now, after that period of time, there was a 19% reduction in the levels of lead found in their bloodstream, and there was nearly a 16% reduction of the levels of mercury found in their hair samples, which is, really good over that period of time. And we are exposed to heavy metals like mercury, lead, and also cadmium and arsenic from our food, from our water, in our everyday environments. Actually, mercury is quite often a product of burning fossil fuels, and it ends up in our ocean. In fact, we're exposed to high levels of mercury from fish. And I think what's really interesting is that the safe amount of mercury in fish is deemed to be 0.3 parts per million. But a French study analysed 148 cans of tuna from 5 different European countries, and actually 57% of those weren't under that healthy amount of mercury, or what was deemed acceptable for fish. And that's actually because it's so scary. But the reason is because a tuna actually has its own limit set, and it's almost 3 times higher than what is considered to be safe in other fish and also seafood. So it's not because it's safe, it's because it's so contaminated, because it's a bigger fish. So the bigger the fish, the more mercury buildup it will have, because they tend to eat smaller fish. And also, the older the fish, the more mercury it tends to accumulate. If they didn't have this higher limit for tuna fish, actually the majority of it wouldn't be fit for consumption.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that's explaining so much, actually. Giving lots of tips. We've covered quite a lot today regarding detoxification, our metabolic functioning, and also liver and kidney support. Can you give any tips to our listener how to improve it?
Detoxification and weight management don't have to be overwhelming. I think if you set yourself small, sustainable changes, like adding in Maitake and Polyporus, but also, making sure that you're exercising X per days per week, or set yourself a routine in the gym. It can really go a long way. It is all about energy balance, but just make sure that you are focused, and if you do slip up, just get back to it. No one's perfect, but it's about consistency, isn't it? And it does take time to lose weight. Most people don't gain a stone in a week, so you shouldn't expect to lose a stone in a week. You need to have consistent weight loss over a course of at least 6 months to really get big changes. So just keep at it.
Yeah, just is a journey. So we just need to stay disciplined and as I said, discovering new tips and basically getting to our better version. Thank you so much for that, Amy. Thank you for listening us, and I hope that give us a lot of answer to detoxification, to our internal organs functioning, and that's great.
Thank you. Thanks very much for having us. It's been a pleasure to speak to you today about how to detoxify and also to support weight loss and to reach your summer body goals.
Absolutely. I think that's one of there are 2 very, very important ways how to start our healthy journey as well. So that detoxification and improving our internal organs functioning is so important to getting more energy, and that energy can be invested in the exercise and in the new things. So great, amazing.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thanks very much, Adam.